Isabel gave him a pitiful look. We'll stay a little longer until Sophie settles her business here before we fly back together. I like it here, anyway. Felix. Isabel continued being coy with him, apparently determined to remain. I really do have matters to take care of in Northley Group, Belle. Otherwise, I would stay here with you. Fine, Isabel relented. We'll head back in 2 days after the competition. She knew she could not get her way all the time. It was my stubbornness that led to where we are today. Felix stroked her long hair. I'll take you out again when I settle matters over there. I'll be there with her regardless of where she wants to go as long as it makes her happy. Bertram arrived at that moment. Ms. Sanders is here, Mr. Tristan, Bertram said helplessly. This woman does not seem to take the hint. Tristan frowned. She is going too far. Does she think I have to accommodate her just because she likes me? What a joke. Now's not the time to burn the bridge with Ms. Sanders, Mr. Tristan, Bertram reminded him. Knowing Mr. Tristan, things are going to get messy if he loses his temper. I'll go take a look, Isabel volunteered. She was curious about this Lily. It's one thing to fall for Uncle Tristan, but flat out pursuing him? I want to see what she looks like. Felix dragged her back. Don't. That Lily is a thug. Don't get involved. Ask her in, Bert, Sophie said. All of them turned toward her. Why not? She's a guest after all. Really? I seem to sense a scheme in the works. Isabel was excited. She knew Sophie very well. None at all. Go on, Bert. Why are you hesitating? Bertram glanced at Tristan, not daring to do anything without the latter's consent. Tristan nodded. I wonder what this girl has up her sleeve this time. Not long after, Bertram invited Lily in. Her eyes twinkled as soon as she caught sight of Tristan. He did not need to do a thing for her to become head over heels. Though she was a burly woman, she behaved coyly before Tristan. Isabel felt goosebumps erupting all over her skin. To what do I owe the pleasure, Ms. Sanders? Tristan asked coldly. Nothing much. I came because I wanted to see you. Lily was brutally honest. Felix nearly laughed out loud. He had never met a woman who dared to speak to Tristan like that. True enough, Tristan scowled. Sophie, on the other hand, was especially calm. It was almost as if the man Lily had her eyes on was not her fiancé. Have you had lunch, Ms. Sanders? Sophie asked politely. Join us if you haven't. Lily did not expect Sophie to be that polite, especially since she knew that the man was her fiancé. Is it possible that Sophie does not actually like Mr. Tristan, which is why she does not seem to care? Oh, can I? Can I join you all for a meal? Lily gazed at Tristan. His assent was what she was after. However, Tristan paid her no mind. Thus, she found herself a seat, which was coincidentally across from Tristan. That way, she could admire his chiseled features to her heart's content. Indeed, Mr. Tristan is so handsome that I can't tear my eyes off him. Why did you ask her to eat with us, Sophie? Couldn't you tell that she has an ulterior motive? The Jetronian woman even wore her traditional attire. However, her figure was overly burly and not at all pleasant to look at. No problem. It's just a meal. I do not mind. Sophie maintained a warm smile. It gave off the impression that she was a pushover. Isabel did not say much else. She was curious to see what Sophie was going to do next. Only after sitting down did Lily realize that she was punishing herself by joining them for a meal she did not like anything that was served. I still have to pretend to enjoy myself in front of Mr. Tristan. After all, these are all dishes he likes. But damn, are they spicy? Lily did not have a high tolerance for spicy food. Are you all right, Ms. Sanders? Is the food too spicy for you? Isabel asked instinctively when she noticed the woman's swollen, fiery lips. As she knew who Isabel was, Lily was exceptionally courteous. Naturally, she could not bring herself to say anything negative. It's delicious. I love spicy food. Lily did not speak Shanakan well. She spoke very slowly. I'm glad you like it. I was worried you weren't going to. These are Uncle Tristan's favorite foods, you know. Tristan took some for Sophie. Have some yourself. Ignore her, Tristan whispered into Sophie's ear. Though he knew she wanted to prank Lily, he wanted her to eat. She should not have to waste her energy on a nobody like that. Sophie watched Lily as she ate. True enough. Lily's expression shifted when she saw Tristan taking food for Sophie. It was plain the act displeased her. I don't know what goes on in this woman's head. Tristan is my fiancé. What's wrong with him treating me well? On what grounds does she have to be unhappy about it? You must be over 30, aren't you, Ms. Sanders? Why are you still not married? It doesn't matter how independent you become. A woman needs someone to lean on, Isabel said pointedly. Lily did not like people bringing up her age, as women, in general, were touchy about the subject. You are lucky, Isabel, so you've no idea what a miraculous thing fate can be. I have never met somebody I wanted to marry, but I have now. She was looking at Tristan as she spoke. Her intention could not be clearer. Tristan wants the project in Fandar, doesn't he? If he were to be with me, I would help him and ensure that the lucrative project ends up in his hands. That leverage was why she thought highly of her chances. Oh, is that so? Isabel was displeased. What an awful woman for saying such things to a man with his fiancée present in such a matter-of-fact tone. Despite Isabel's unhappiness, she chose to remain silent since Lily hadn't explicitly mentioned Tristan's name. Sophie, on the other hand, remained composed and saw an opportunity to have some fun by subtly tormenting the woman during the competition. At the moment, there was no rush to take action at all. Meanwhile, Tristan couldn't even be bothered to look at Lily, yet the latter continued to linger around even after they had finished their meal. Sensing that Tristan was about to blow his top, Bertram quickly offered, Ms. Sanders, let me take you on a tour. No need, I have something to attend to in the afternoon. I won't bother you any further. Lily hoped Tristan would ask her to stay, but the man didn't even spare her a glance, leaving her feeling deeply frustrated. She couldn't help but wonder if her offer wasn't enticing enough for him. With a single nod from Tristan, she was willing to go to great lengths and give up everything she possessed. Well then, Mr. Tristan, why don't I see Ms. Sanders off? Bertram, feeling obliged to play the role of the gracious gentleman, volunteered to see Lily off. Tristan nodded in agreement. Finally, Lily departed, and Isabel couldn't contain her laughter any longer. I'm telling you, this Lily Sanders is such an amusing woman. Amusing? She's incredibly selfish and ruthless when it comes to achieving her goals. Sophie remarked. This woman engaged in trafficking young women despite being a woman herself. Such a despicable act. Yes, she is truly disgusting. Tristan concurred. It was a rare occasion for him to hold such disdain for a woman, highlighting just how repulsive her actions were in his eyes. Is that so? Well, indeed, she's quite repugnant. Sophie, be careful when dealing with her. I can tell she harbors ill intentions. Isabel voiced her concerti. I know. You don't have to worry, Sophie assured Isabel. This time, she had every intention of teaching Lily a lesson during the competition. Not only did she have her sights set on taking over Fandar, but she also wanted to bring Lily down. Upon returning to her mansion, Lily couldn't contain her frustration and threw a tantrum, the memory of Sophie's arrogant demeanor filling her with unhappiness. None of her subordinates dared to speak a word. That was just how Lily was when her temper flared. She would either hit or scold her subordinates. In an attempt to appease her, one of her subordinates voiced, Ms. Sanders, please don't be angry. Sophie's moment of victory will be short-lived. After tomorrow, you will have the opportunity to completely humiliate her in front of everyone. Once Mr. Tristan sees her lack of talent, he will realize that she is merely a decorative piece. Yes, indeed. Sophie cannot compare to you, Ms. Sanders. She is merely a decorative piece without any talent, the subordinates reassured Lily. Lily, consumed by anger, forcefully threw the cup in her hand, shattering it as it crashed onto the ground. What if Mr. Tristan only likes her for her face? Does that mean I don't stand a chance? Is she more beautiful than me? Lily had been diligently working out all these years, maintaining a toned physique. Alas, she could not escape the effects of age. Being in her 30s, her complexion had begun to show signs of deterioration, making it difficult for her to compare herself to the youthful and radiant Sophie. Well, if Mr. Tristan is so infatuated with her face, then we can just ruin it, right? Being in Fandar, their familiar territory, it wouldn't be a challenging task to ruin a young woman's appearance. They had the means and resources to carry out such a scheme effortlessly. Lily was satisfied with that idea. Let's talk about it after the competition, she exclaimed, confident that she would be able to secure first place. If Tristan wants Fandar, he would have to comply with my demands. Finally, the day of the competition arrived, and Tristan felt a twitch in his eyelid. Although he wasn't usually superstitious, when it came to matters concerning Sophie, he couldn't help but entertain a bit of superstition this time. What's wrong? Sophie asked. Tristan didn't seem happy early in the morning. My eyelid has been twitching since I woke up. Maybe you shouldn't participate in this competition. I'll handle things here in Fandar, he suggested. Sophie was rendered speechless. What does your eyelid twitching have to do with me participating in the competition? You can relax. There won't be any problems, she reassured him, hugging him tightly. But, no buts. Today, I'm determined to teach that vile Lily a lesson. If I don't participate, Lily would certainly be disappointed. I can't disappoint her now, can I? You. Despite his concerns about her safety, there was nothing he could say or do to dissuade Sophie from participating in the competition. Remember, you mustn't get injured. Do you understand? He reminded her. I won't allow her to sustain even a single scratch on herself. Okay. I promise. Isabel and Felix also joined them. The latter had made significant progress in his recovery, thanks to the medicine Sophie had provided. He had regained his mobility and was now able to accompany them. Let's go. I can't wait any longer. This competition was of great significance, and Sophie couldn't possibly miss such a grand event. Isabel, we will be encountering many influential individuals today, and some of them can be ruthless. Listen to Felix and follow his instructions closely, okay? Tristan entrusted Felix with the responsibility of ensuring Isabel's safety during the event, as he didn't have time to take care of her today. Uncle Tristan, I'm an adult now. I understand what's going on, and I know my responsibilities, Isabel assured them, confident that she wouldn't cause trouble for everyone. Good, as long as you understand. Besides, Felix's injury hasn't fully healed yet. If you cause any, he'll be the one in trouble. As he spoke, Tristan swept a sympathetic gaze at Felix. What a pitiful guy he was, indeed. However, Felix merely placed his arm around Isabel's shoulders as he declared, I'm willing to cover for her no matter what she does. I'm never tired of doing so. Upon his bold declaration, he couldn't help but grumble internally. Please stop criticizing my sweetheart, Mr. Tristan. Fine. I won't harp on it any longer. Just remember, if something goes wrong, don't come running to me. After saying that, Tristan opened the car door for Sophie. That day, she had chosen to wear a sleek black ensemble, perfect for the shooting event in the competition. The outfit accentuated her slender figure, adding to her allure and captivating presence. Despite being a woman herself, Isabel couldn't contain her admiration for Sophie's stunning figure. Sophie, where did you get this outfit? It looks absolutely amazing on you. Oh, your Uncle Tristan prepared it for me. There was no need for Sophie to worry about these things, for Tristan had thought ahead and taken care of all the necessary arrangements. Uncle Tristan, when will you buy me an outfit like this? Look at how it accentuates one's figure, Isabel exclaimed. Sophie looks so attractive and stylish in it. Tristan looked her up and down, then shook his head. This outfit doesn't suit your figure. Besides, it's not available in your size. The outfit was made of a special material that provided optimal protection to its wearer. Thus, Tristan reckoned it wouldn't serve its purpose if Isabel were to wear it. An angered Isabel pointed at Tristan, her fingers trembling. "Uncle Tristan, aren't you going too far? Is my figure that unflattering? Don't you think it's a bit excessive to say that this outfit is not available in my size?" Seeing Isabel's reaction, Felix embraced her. All right. Don't mind him. That's just how he is. I'll get the same outfit for you when we're back. I'll get you whatever you want, okay?" He immediately assured her. "This person is definitely not my Uncle Tristan. He's gone too far. I refuse to believe that my real uncle could be so heartless and insensitive." Isabel was on the verge of losing her cool. Moreover, Sophie owned an international driver's license. "Really? Don't lie to me, Sophie. Racing can be really dangerous. I've seen the news where racers ended up in fatal accidents. Let's just give up, okay?" Isabel was still worried. She had seen a news report before where a talented racer ended up in a fatal accident. Sophie gently hugged Isabel in an attempt to alleviate the latter's worries. "The only thing you guys need to do now is trust me. Don't think about anything else." As she spoke, she scanned her surroundings, then instructed Bertram. "Bertram, go get me a race car." The cars they rode to the venue were not suitable for racing. Bertram didn't doubt her abilities, but he couldn't help but worry as the racetracks in Fandar were extremely dangerous. "Ms. Tanner, are you sure about this? Racing in Fandar is extremely perilous. Even the smallest misstep can have grave consequences," he expressed. "Many who came to challenge it never returned. Go and get a race car. Don't worry about anything else." At that moment, Lily came over with her entourage. "Ms. Tanner, don't you have a race car? I have a couple. Feel free to pick whichever one you like if you don't own a race car," said Lily gloatingly. Lily, being a racing enthusiast, had a collection of top-tier race cars in her garage, and offered to lend one to Sophie. "No, thank you. I'm not used to second-hand goods." What is the gloating about? I'd like to see if she could keep that smug look on her face once the competition begins. "Mr. Tristan, I genuinely mean well. I added this event all of a sudden, and I'm sure you guys aren't prepared for it. Truly, I have plenty of spare race cars, so it's not a problem to lend you one at all." Lily offered generously. She was determined to assert her dominance over Sophie and make Tristan realize that she, Lily Sanders, was the most suitable woman for him. "No need. If I can't even arrange for a race car, what qualifications do I have to compete here?" Tristan ignored the woman and guided Sophie inside to rest. The race was about to begin, and Sophie needed to warm up properly before her performance. Frustrated by Tristan's disregard, Lily couldn't help but feel angry. However, she reminded herself to stay composed and wait for the race to be over. Once it was, she believed Tristan would realize that she would be the woman most befitting of him. Isabel scoffed after watching Lily leave. "This Lily Sanders is so unlikable. Indeed, everyone has the right to pursue their happiness, but her attitude is seriously distasteful." "You're right." Naturally, Felix didn't like women like Lily either, for they were too presumptuous. "Will Bertram be able to get a race car ready?" he asked. They didn't know there was going to be a race, since none of them typically liked racing. Finding a race car could be challenging. "Yes." Tristan phoned Bertram and told the latter to drive a race car to them. Meanwhile, the first round jungle warfare was about to commence. Everyone who entered the jungle would be fighting on their own. The winner would be the person who shot down the most targets without getting shot. There were 12 participants in total participating in the competition. However, they wouldn't be using actual guns, making it akin to a first-person shooter video game. After all, the participants were all influential people. Things could turn ugly if one of them were to die during the event. "All right. Don't worry, guys. Such a game is as easy as pie," Sophie uttered. For her, This was pretty much like going back to kindergarten as a degree holder. Still, you ought to be careful, Sophie. After all, those participants are all big shots, and they're ruthless. Felix couldn't help advising. Although they aren't using actual guns, it's still dangerous being in the jungle. Besides, Lily is targeting her. If Lily brings a real gun with her, Sophie's life will be at risk. I know. Sophie had already applied camouflage face paint on her face and put on her combat gear. Sophie, you truly are meant to join the military, Isabel remarked, thinking Sophie looked really cool from every angle. All right. It's time for me to go in. Slightly worried, Tristan grabbed her hand. She may be impressive, but so are the others. If something goes wrong in there, you should prioritize protecting yourself. Got it. We'll figure everything out afterward. Her safety mattered to him more than anything else. Okay. With that, those 12 participants assembled as the person in charge explained the rules. Once done, the person in charge asked, "Does anyone have any questions? No matter what happens, we need to remember that this competition is held for the sake of Fandar. Thus, please do not go overboard." All of the bigwigs were aloof and indifferent in nature, so they merely nodded in response. When everyone headed in, Lily purposely walked beside Sophie. "Ms. Tanner, I was serious when I said you weren't suitable for this sort of game. How about this? For Mr. Tristan's sake, I'll let you stay by my side. I'll keep you safe." Sophie was rendered speechless. Jeet. Can't she stop talking? You talk too much. Then, she overtook Lily. Keep me safe. Is she looking down on me? Perhaps I should just give her a headshot later to bring her down a peg or two. Everyone here was notable, so facing such a game, they all looked relaxed on the surface. However, in truth, they were all eager to be the winner. After all, in order to cement their places in Fandar, they had to be sharpshooters. Soon, everyone got into position. Some of them planned to hide and only re-emerge after the others were shot. Lily, on the other hand, was eager to be on the offensive, not wanting to waste any time. Within 5 minutes after the participants entered the jungle, gunshots resonated, signifying that the battle had begun. Isabel was so on edge that she nearly forgot to breathe. Felix, Sophie should do okay, right? She was genuinely worried sick. Alas, they couldn't see the situation in the jungle from their vantage point. Sophie is a magnificent shooter, but those bigwigs are experienced in combat. After all, they killed their way to get to where they are today. In other words, she might be at a disadvantage in terms of real-life battle experience. Right then, Bertram had returned, looking at the exit anxiously. Those who were shot would exit first, but it had been 10 minutes, and no one had come out yet despite the continuous gunshots. One could only imagine how intense the battle was. Ms. Tanner can definitely do it. Her marksmanship is second to none, he said. And I think she has adequate real-life battle experience too. At that moment, a man with a red on his forehead was seen exiting the jungle. I've been in this circle for so many years. Who would have thought I'd get eliminated without knowing who shot me? Boss, why are you out so soon? The man's lackey asked. Did you think I wanted this to happen? That's not what I meant, boss. Well, let's go. Let's take a break. He's eliminated in the first round directly. I reckon he's completely out of the game now. Thereafter, every couple of minutes, a big shot would be eliminated. For the time being, none of them knew who had shot them, so they could only wait to find out who the winner was. Meanwhile, upon hearing someone coming her way, Sophie climbed up a large tree after eliminating one of the bigwigs. True enough, someone arrived moments later, moving forward cautiously. However, little did he know that someone was watching his every move. Sophie seized the opportunity, took aim, and fired in one fell swoop. Who shot me? You're already dead, so stop yelling. She jumped down from the tree. Seeing that a young lady had shot him, the eliminated man grew even more upset. Ms. Tanner, you've clearly been pretending to be weak. I can't believe you're so apt. She wasn't even in the best position, yet she still managed to make the shot. Pretending? When have I? I never said I was incapable. In fact, I've been telling everyone I'm pretty good, no? After saying that, Sophie ignored the dead man and ambushed her next target. Soon, she eliminated 5 participants and found a place to rest, planning to save the last bullet for Lily. In the meantime, having already eliminated 4 people, Lily had been searching for Sophie, but to no avail. When I find Sophie, I'll give her a taste of what getting shot feels like. Just then, the woman had already entered Sophie's crosshair. The latter smirked upon seeing Lily. This jungle is truly too uncomfortable. Let's just end the game early. Lily was also on high alert, so she immediately sensed something amiss upon coming here. Sophie chuckled when she saw Lily's startled look. This Lily is indeed rather skilled, but that's exactly what I want. If she had sucked, this game would have been boring. As Lily moved, Sophie followed suit. The two were about to find out who was more impressive in the jungle. All of a sudden, the former spotted a python somewhere nearby and snickered. That's a huge python. If Sophie comes across it, she'll definitely be dead. With that in mind, she found a spot nearby to sit down and wait for Sophie to show up, not wanting to shoot the ladder anymore. It won't have anything to do with me if she encounters other dangers here. Presently, Lily really wanted Sophie dead, and it would be even better if all she needed to do was sit back and watch. Sophie, too, sneered when she saw that python. This Lily must have come here upon seeing the python, huh? I bet she thinks I won't be a match for it. Next, she avoided the python agilely and got behind Lily. As expected, she has already seen the python and is hoping it'll help get rid of me. That's why she's not hunting me down. Well, unfortunately for her, I'm not afraid of these beasts. On the contrary, I'm adept at dealing with them. With that in mind, Sophie took aim and fired a shot. By the time Lily realized something was wrong, it was too late, for she had gotten shot. Her eyes widened in shock as she stammered. How is this possible? Weren't you? She was utterly indignant. I should be the winner of this game. How could this happen? What's the matter? You didn't think I could eliminate you, right? Well, accept the reality. Sophie's gun had run out of bullets, so she took Lily's. At that moment, 2 big shots, who were in cahoots, rushed over. Without hesitation, Sophie raised her gun and fired 2 shots at the duo, stunning them. How is this so fast? We didn't even have time to react, and she'd eliminated both of us at the same time, no less. I'm sorry, everyone. This round is over. She smiled derisively. They may be decent, but they're nothing compared to me. This is merely child's play compared to the bloodbaths I've been through. As such, the quartet came out of the jungle together. Knowing that the game had ended, everyone gathered at the exit to see who had won. The 2 men emerged first, with evident red ink on their foreheads. That meant they had both been eliminated. Only Lily and Sophie are left. Oh my God. Who's the winner? I'm so nervous. Isabel held her breath in anticipation. Unmistakably expensive. Calm down. We'll find out soon enough. Felix held her hand. Right then, Lily and Sophie came out simultaneously. The former's subordinates had presumed she was the victor, but none of them dared to speak when they saw the scowl on her face. What in the world happened? How could Ms. Sanders lose? Meanwhile, Sophie approached Tristan. See? Didn't I say I won't lose? And I even won with ease. He hugged her and gave her a peck on the lips, praising proudly. As expected of my Sophie. You're amazing as usual. Witnessing how capable she was, Tristan was over the moon, as if he had won the game himself. Isabel also went up to embrace Sophie. Sophie, you're truly magnificent. Felix told me how great the other 11 participants were, but you still came out on top. The former couldn't hide her contentment. Indeed, Sophie never disappoints. She's simply that impressive. However, the looks on the other 11 participants' faces were beyond grim. They were all fearsome individuals in the underworld and had never imagined they'd lose to a young lady. This is humiliating. Don't spout nonsense, Isabel, Sophie said. Although that's the truth, we still need to save those people's faces. Offending them now won't do us any good. Lily was already in a bad mood to begin with. Now that she saw how attentive Tristan was toward Sophie, her mood completely hit rock bottom. When her subordinate handed her a glass of water that was slightly warmer than usual, she smashed it on the ground and thundered. "What's the matter with you? Are you trying to burn me? What? I merely lost a match, and you guys are already disrespecting me." She was so furious that she could really kill someone. "I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. I'll get you another glass right away. Do calm down, Ms. Sanders. This is just the beginning. There are still 2 more rounds to go. We still have a chance to turn things around." Humph. I absolutely won't let her off easy. Lily wanted nothing more than to snap Sophie's neck at present. "Here, drink some water. Let's get ready for the next round. You'll have an advantage over the others in the next round." Lily was getting sick of witnessing the interaction between Sophie and Tristan, so she went to get prepared. Damn it. I didn't expect to lose the first round. In the meantime, Tristan was walking Sophie to the lounge with an arm wrapped around her waist. Isabel had already poured a glass of water for Sophie earlier on, so she gave the water to the latter the moment Sophie sat down. "Drink some water, Ms. Tanner." "Thanks." Sophie took the glass of water and drank it. "Tristan, you guys should be prepared. Even if we win this competition, they won't accept defeat so easily either," warned Sophie. "I'm only having some fun, going along with them in this competition. If they still end up unconvinced, though, I won't hesitate to resort to violence to resolve the matter. After all, people in the underworld will only be convinced by true capabilities. Survival of the fittest is especially accurate in this world. Focus on the competition. I've already dealt with the rest of the matters," he answered. "How can these people possibly give up so easily? Ultimately, we'll still have to fight it out." "All right. That's good to hear." Tristan's capabilities were self-evident. As long as he did something, everything would go well. "Come on. Let's go rest for a bit. You have 1 hour to rest before the next round begins." He helped her. "No need. Bert, is the race car ready? Take me to it. I'd like to check it out." No matter what, she had to check out the vehicle before the race. "Rest assured, Ms. Tanner. Everything's ready. I'll lead you to it." Bertram rose to his feet. "With Mr. Tristan around, I can even get my hands on a fighter jet, let alone a race car. There's absolutely nothing to worry about." Then, the group went to see the race car that Bertram had driven over. It was black and unmistakably expensive. While Felix and Isabel were eating, Isabel saw the couple coming their way and quickly shifted to make room for them. "The food Bert prepared is delicious. You should eat more so you'll have more energy in the afternoon, Sophie." "All right." They had some fruit after lunch, and soon, Sophie was feeling sleepy. The weather tended to make people feel drowsy. It was almost time for the race. Since there would not be enough time to go home and come back, Sophie decided to lean on Tristan's shoulder to take a nap. The sun was shining rather brightly that day, so Tristan requested a towel which he used to wipe off her sweat whenever needed. He was absolutely attentive to her needs. The entire scene moved Isabel to the core. How can a man so amazing exist in this world? I mean, he's even willing to go to such lengths to take care of her. Uncle Tristan's so patient. Back then, I really thought he'd be single forever. Who would have thought he'd meet Sophie? He treats her like she's the most precious thing on earth, she remarked. A deep-seated sense of threat flooded Felix's heart, even though the man Isabel praised was her uncle. He placed his hands on her shoulder and asked, "I treat you well too, don't I? I love you, Isabel." Isabel's heart melted as she shifted her gaze to Felix. "Of course, you treat me well, too. Why do you think I chose you when I had so many pursuers?" Felix let out a hum of acknowledgement. Remember, Isabel, you can only be mine in this lifetime. Yes, I know. Sophie woke up around 20 minutes later and looked at the time to find that the competition was starting soon. She felt a little irritated. To be more specific, it was the annoying weather that made it hard for her to cheer up. What's wrong? Are you unwell? I'm fine. I'm going to pop by the washroom, informed Sophie. Her monthlies were supposed to be arriving tomorrow, but she already felt something was off. Sure enough, she found that her monthlies had arrived earlier than expected when she checked herself in the washroom. At that moment, Sophie had no choice but to call Isabel. What's wrong? Isabel thought something had happened to Sophie when the latter had not returned after so long. My period came, was all Sophie said. The rest was understood tacitly since there was already an unspoken understanding established between the two. It was not the first time that happened, anyway. Okay. I'll be right there. Isabel had brought her bag out with her that day, and it contained sanitary pads. Seeing she was going to leave, Felix hurried after her. What's up? Where are you going? It was too chaotic out there. He was worried she could get into trouble if she was alone. It's nothing. Sophie's in the washroom, and I'm going to check on her. Isabel spared Felix the details of the situation. Before she left, Tristan handed her an exquisite-looking pouch. What's this? Isabel was puzzled. Is this for me? Since when does Uncle Tristan treat me so well? That's impossible. It's for Sophie. It has what she needs, Tristan explained. He remembered when Sophie's time of the month was, so he naturally had the habit of preparing the essentials for her. Isabel did not understand what was going on until she saw the sanitary pads in the pouch upon arriving at the washroom. More importantly, it was the brand Sophie always used. The discovery baffled Isabel. Is this how it feels to watch someone flaunt their love for their partner? This is torture. Sophie, where are you? Here. When Isabel heard Sophie's voice, she passed a sanitary pad into the cubicle. Uncle Tristan prepared this for you. This is so unexpected from him. He actually remembers when you're going to have your period. That's not all. He even prepared everything for you, Isabel commented. He's so attentive. Geez, I'm envious of her. She added, to be honest, I'm becoming a little jealous of you, Sophie. How could there be such a blessed woman? Felix treats you well, too. Don't always compare him to your uncle. Everyone has different ways of showing love to their loved ones. Sophie tidied herself before exiting the cubicle. She could not deny that Tristan, who was originally a high and mighty rich heir, often performed sweet gestures for her after they started dating. As she stepped out of the cubicle, she washed her hands and wiped them dry with a paper towel before walking out with Isabel. Sophie, you don't look too good, Isabel remarked. For women, menstruation was like a serious tribulation. In fact, it was written all over Sophie's face. Does it hurt? A little, but it's bearable. Don't worry about it. Sophie was only feeling a subtle pain in her lower abdomen. It's fine if it's an ordinary day, but you're going to enter a race later. Are you sure you'll be fine? Isabel feared something might go wrong with Sophie's health. I'm fine, really. Trust me. Sophie's lips were looking a little pale, but she knew her body's limits. There were only 10 minutes left till the race by the time Sophie got back. While Isabel was still feeling worried, Tristan handed Sophie a mug. Have some. He had already prepared a drink beforehand that could help relieve her discomfort. Okay. Sophie took a sip, and sure enough, it was the familiar taste of hot cocoa. You prepared this too, she exclaimed. This man is incredible. He practically prepared everything. At that moment, everyone else had already entered the arena. They were all from the racing circle, so they had no fear of the sport. Meanwhile, Lily, who was dressed in her race suit, walked over with a helmet. Noting the paleness of Sophie's lips, Lily asked intentionally, "What's wrong, Ms. Tanner? Are you unwell? The racetrack today is really dangerous. You mustn't force yourself if you're unwell." Lily's pretentious behavior made Isabel clench her fists in anger. This woman's really. Sophie, however, did not so much as entertain Lily. She simply put on her race suit and helmet before entering the arena. Lily blinked innocently at Tristan. "Did I say something wrong, Mr. Tristan? Why do I feel like Ms. Tanner's being hostile toward me?" "You should focus on the race, Ms. Sanders. No one's interested in your acts." Isabel could not tolerate the woman anymore. At that time, Sophie had already arrived at the starting point. She originally had plans to toy with Lily, but she thought better of it due to her condition. "I'll end this quickly and win this round to save myself the trouble of having to compete in the arena." Sophie was a fairly tall person, so the race suit accentuated her figure even more. As she got into the race car, the lackeys in the crowd could not help but shriek with excitement. "Wow! She's my goddess! How gorgeous! My goddess looks great in anything. She's so beautiful. I know, right? She is just too perfect." Even though their boss was one of the competitors, the lackeys could not stop themselves from cheering for Sophie. "She doesn't look too good today though. Her face looks a little pale. I noticed that too. She seems to be unwell today." Their comments stoked Isabel's concern. "Uncle Tristan, will Sophie really be fine? This is Track of Fate we're talking about." Earlier, she had heard someone saying many professional racers had died on that track. Things would have been less complicated if Sophie was fine. The problem was that she was menstruating. "Just believe in her," Tristan said. That was all they could do at that point. Asking doubtful questions would only worsen the atmosphere and make everyone more nervous. At that, Felix pulled Isabel to the side and advised, "All right, that's enough. Saying all this won't help now. It'll only make Mr. Tristan more anxious. After all, it was Tristan's beloved woman they were talking about. It would be a lie to say that he was not worried." Even the onlookers were holding their breaths. "Okay." Isabel stood beside Felix silently. The only thing they could do at that moment was pray for Sophie's safety. The second the gunshot sounded, 12 premium race cars sped off like rockets shooting into the air. Damn! These race cars are definitely the cream of all race cars. Look at their speed. So incredible. At first, Lily was in the lead with her dazzling blue race car. She never would have dared to choose the category if not for her top-notch racing skills. "You're going to lose, Sophie." Her eyes glimmered with a vicious glint. The track is named Track of Fate for a reason. Sophie will most likely die in this race, and when that happens, Tristan will be mine. Sophie was unfazed by the fact that Lily was in the lead. As soon as she got into the car, her blood began to flow. "Everyone, there's gasoline on the track ahead. Please be aware," she reminded the participants behind her. "What? Who did that? How abominable. This is a fair competition. How could someone do such a thing? Wait till I find out who did this. I'll finish them when I get to the bottom of it." Being honorable and upright was the most important thing in the circle. Thus, the others were disgusted that someone would pull off such a dirty trick. Sophie's voice told Lily that her trick was exposed, so the latter hit the gas pedal. She had only slowed down earlier to let Sophie meet her end. To Lily's dismay, Sophie not only found out what she was up to but also passed the spot already. "Damn it!" Lily cussed. Alas, there was no way she could catch up, even if she sped up. When she reached the area where the gasoline was, she lost control and crashed into the rocks on the side. In the end, she was injured. It never crossed her mind that she could get injured there. The drivers behind her did not bother to help when they saw smoke rising from her car. Now that Lily was injured, they had the chance of getting second or third place, which were acceptable rankings. Sophie was the first to pass the finishing line. This time, she came in first again. There were mixed reactions from the crowd when they saw Sophie finishing the race first. Meanwhile, Isabel leaped with joy when she confirmed the driver was Sophie. "Oh my goodness! Sophie's amazing. How could such an amazing person exist? Just exactly how do geniuses function?" Not only does Sophie know how to race, but she also won the World Championship. Life is really full of surprises. Watching Sophie get out of the car in that glorious moment made Tristan realize his woman could excel in everything she did. How is this possible? How can this be? Lily's people could hardly believe what had just happened. The second place winner zoomed past. The driver got out of the car at the finish line. Ms. Sanders got into an accident. You should go to her quickly. Nobody knows if she's alive or dead. Lily's people immediately piled into a car and hurried toward her when they heard those words. How could Ms. Sanders get into an accident? What's going on here? At that moment, Sophie walked up to Tristan and the others. Tristan sat her down and handed her a tissue to dry her sweat. Thank you. Racing was an exhausting sport. It tested both her concentration and coordination. She felt drained, physically and mentally. That's good. You only took 39 minutes. Sophie had broken the record. Sophie, where's Lily? She was right behind me. I don't know what happened, but someone had poured gasoline on the track. Sophie was not the kind of person who would harm others, but that did not mean that she was an easy victim. Besides, this act affected the other racers as well. What? Gasoline on the track? Isabel exclaimed in a fury. That Lily really is nuts. Does she have a death wish? Bertram asked angrily. What on earth was she thinking? Every race is a matter of life and death. The track was already dangerous enough by itself, but Lily had deliberately upped the perils of the track. It was clear that she intended to take Sophie's life. Bertram, go see if there's any suspicious-looking person lurking around. They must be fully prepared. Otherwise, someone would take advantage of their ignorance. Lily had no principles and no honor. She had lost this time, but she would definitely not let them go so easily. Sure, Mr. Tristan. Leave it to me. I'll get to it right now. Before they make an attack, they need to know just how strong the enemy is. Not long after, Bertram found a surveillance camera. Mr. Tristan, I have bad news. The surveillance camera records had been deliberately erased. Now, no one would know for sure who had poured the gasoline on the track. Bring me the laptop. As long as there had been some record of it, she would find a way to restore it. Bertram immediately handed the laptop over to Sophie. As soon as she saw the remnants of the tampered video, her fingers flew across the keyboard, typing furiously. Felix was not surprised. Sophie was a skilled hacker. Something like this is too easy for her. Not long after, Lily managed to recover the video. At that moment, Lily returned from the track injured. Her face, which was ugly to begin with, looked even more terrifying with it all bloodied up. Ms. Sanders, you had won 2 out of the 3 rounds, but now, someone commented. Yes, that's right. Ms. Tanner won the race this time. From now on, Ms. Tanner will be the one who calls the shots in Fandar. I think everyone would agree. When they heard this, the crowd looked enraged. But Ms. Tanner is so young. She's only in her 20s. So, now she gets to be the boss in Fandar? This is too much. Lily's face contorted into an ugly expression. Do these people really think so highly of Sophie? She's too young. It's not appropriate for her to be our boss. After all, we're handling big businesses and important deals. Lily looked down upon Sophie. She believed that Sophie would be too weak to bear the responsibilities required of her. What do you mean by that, Lily? You were the one who agreed to the race in the first place. Are you regretting your decision now that the people have elected their new leader, and it's not you? Words could not be taken back once they had been spoken. It was unacceptable for Lily to go back on her word. Lily had not expected all these people to take Sophie's side, nor had she thought that she would end up fighting alone. I'm willing to admit defeat, but this race was faulty. How could there have been gasoline on the track? If it weren't for that, how could I possibly have lost? What do you mean? Are you saying that Ms. Tanner was responsible for the gasoline on the track? I have my suspicions, Lily said, dragging Sophie's name through the mud. Isabel fumed at her insinuation. What did you say, Lily? Are you such a sore loser? So what if there was gasoline on the track? Sophie still won fair and square. Besides, you were the one who poured that gasoline. Lily's shamelessness disgusted her. How dare you accuse me? Ms. Lombard, I know you're friends with Sophie, but you must have evidence before you can say such things. Otherwise, what? What are you going to do? You accused Sophie of pouring the gasoline. Do you have proof of that? Isabel snapped back at Lily. Evidence? What other evidence do I need? Who's the one who benefited the most from the gasoline on the track? Isn't it obvious? Lily countered, still insisting that it was Sophie's doing. Was it really Ms. Tanner? Her racing skills were already outstanding. There was no need for her to play such dirty tricks. I think so too. Then, who poured the gasoline? If Ms. Tanner had not warned me, I would have died in a terrible car crash. You're right. It was Ms. Tanner who had warned us. I don't think she was the one who did it. She must have warned you because she felt bad for pouring the gasoline. Lily said in an icy tone while staring pointedly at Sophie. The other leaders glanced at Sophie, but no one said a word. It was good that they kept silent instead of putting ideas in each other's heads. Think about it. I'm a racing champion. How could I possibly have lost? But I did lose, so. Lily let her sentence trail off suggestively. That's impossible. Our goddess is perfect. How could she have possibly done such a thing? I'll never believe it. That's right. Our goddess is skilled. Just because she's beautiful, it doesn't mean that she does not have substance. The people whispered furiously to each other. We've all been together in Fandar for so many years. Don't you know what kind of a person I am yet? Would you rather believe this little girl over me? Lily asked provocatively. She was confident that Sophie had no evidence of who had poured the gasoline. So all she had to do was convince the people that it was Sophie who had done it. Nobody would care to figure out the truth. Ms. Tanner, do you have anything to say for yourself? One of the leaders asked. It was true that Sophie was too young for the role. They would be ashamed to let her lead them. Sophie had been busy restoring the tampered videos, and at that moment, she was finally done. Lily, did you think I was so easy to bully? Is that why you keep picking on me? Do I seem like an easy target to others? What do you mean I bullied you? Is what I said not true? How could a brat in her salad days like you possibly defeat me? Lily's capability was beyond doubt. Hence, she refused to believe that Sophie could beat her. I don't have anything to say. I'll just let the video speak for itself. In this world, there will always be evidence left behind for each action taken, and nobody can erase it. Sophie then turned the laptop to the few big shots that had been arguing non-stop. Though they were a little baffled, they still watched the video. It was clearly recorded in the video that Lily was the person who took the lead in pouring the gasoline, and she was right in their midst presently. Instantly, the big shots' faces darkened. Lily Sanders, why can't you display some sportsmanship in defeat? We're all involved in the underworld. Shouldn't there be some kind of trust between us? What she did was truly an utter disgrace. After watching the video, Lily instinctively looked at her subordinates. Didn't they say they've already destroyed the evidence? Then what is this video that I'm watching? She was looking more ticked off by the minute. Ms. Sanders, the particular subordinate responsible immediately knelt. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm the one to blame for doing all this. It's got nothing to do with Ms. Sanders. Ha! Sophie sneered. So, she's just gonna find a random scapegoat when trouble comes? How could these subordinates possibly dare do such a thing without her permission? Lily Sanders, what else do you have to say at this point? From now onward, we will cut off all contact with the Sanders family. As for the rest of you, you'd better watch yourselves as well. It's risky to work with a family with absolutely no integrity. One will never know when he will be betrayed, so it's best to forget about it. Count us in. We're sorry, Mr. Tristan. We didn't know anything just now, which was why we said those things thoughtlessly. Henceforth, we'll cut off ties with the Sanderses. Several big shots quickly chimed in one by one to express their stance. Lily's face contorted into an ugly expression, as she did not expect things to turn out that way. I, Lily Sanders, have never felt this humiliated, but right now, I feel like I've been stripped naked in front of everybody. She clenched her fists tightly. Everyone, I think there must be a misunderstanding. My subordinate was just plain ignorant. She wanted to clarify further, but no one was willing to listen to her. Of course, people in the underworld were no fools. Ironically, the situation turned out to be in Tristan's favor. At the very least, Lily would no longer have a place in Fandar. Ms. Sanders, do you think it's a walk in the park to wrong my woman? You knew very well that she was my fiancée, yet you kept targeting her. Tristan's voice was exceptionally cold, and he looked just like a devil from hell, sending chills down everyone's spine. Mr. Tristan, He took out a gun and pointed it at Lily's forehead. The latter genuinely did not foresee the events taking such an unexpected turn. Upon seeing this, Lily's men swiftly whipped out their pistols and aimed at Tristan. What are you all doing? Isn't this embarrassing enough? Reprimanded Lily. I really like Tristan a lot, but I guess I don't stand a chance anymore. This Sophie Tanner was evidently pretending to be weak in order to make me fall into her trap. Alas, I got the short end of the stick, and I can't even say anything about it. After all, she is Tristan's pet, so whatever I say will be deemed wrong. Sorry, Mr. Tristan. She had no idea what else to say, for the mess was not her intention. Forget it, Sophie uttered. If we get rid of Lily now, it will inadvertently affect our future development in Fandar in a negative way. Thus, there's no need to do anything to her at this juncture. Okay, I'll let this slide since you said so. Lily, don't you ever appear before me again. Otherwise, I won't be polite. With that, Tristan left with Sophie. Lily's fists balled up as she watched his retreating back view. Damn you, Sophie Tanner. Did you do this on purpose? Did you intentionally provoke me? If you did, you've succeeded. Ms. Sanders Lily raised her gun and shot the person who was about to speak without hesitation. The others quickly got down on their knees upon seeing that. Ms. Sanders, Remember this, if you want to stay by my side, then do things properly and leave no trace behind. If not, get the hell out right this instant. The woman had never felt so humiliated in her life. How am I supposed to mingle in Fandar's underworld in the future? These cunning foxes will never leave me alone. Meanwhile, Tristan's men had all gotten into their cars. Isabel was elated at the thought of Lily's earlier expression. Lily is seriously too shameless. How dare she accuse Sophie? She exclaimed agitatedly. Felix burst out laughing when he saw how worked up she was. She seems to have settled down quite well over here. I'm heading back tomorrow, Isabel. What about you? Are you coming with me or staying to wait for Sophie and the others? He was unsure of his chances when he popped that question. Sophie was far too great an attraction to Isabel, so he didn't think the odds were high that she'd go back with him. Must you leave tomorrow? Why don't we stay and have fun for a couple more days? It's not easy to come to a place where nobody knows me and where I have absolute freedom. This feeling is just too great. Why don't I go first, and you stay here? Felix did not want to put her in a difficult spot. She should just do whatever she wishes to do. There's no need for her to be caught in a dilemma. Suddenly, Isabel held his arm. No, I'll leave with you. You're still not recovered yet. Of course, I have to go back and take care of you. Are you sure? Felix was thrilled as the thought of her choosing him over Sophie had never crossed his mind. Yeah. I'll go back with you tomorrow. And I won't be so willful anymore. I'll stay right by your side. The man hugged her and gave her a passionate kiss. This girl really drives me crazy. I won't even hesitate to give her my life if that's what she wants." After returning to the base, Tristan picked Sophie up in his arms. She arched a brow and wrapped her arms around his neck, pointing out, "I'm not as weak as you think. I can walk on my own. I'm merely having my period. It's really no big deal. But I just want to carry you." He had read on the internet that some girls would faint during their menstrual period, which sounded pretty scary to him. Therefore, he wanted to take good care of his woman during her time of the month.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this story, please like and share so others can see it too. Also hit the subscription button and notification bell so you can be notified on our next release. Thank you for your support. God bless you.